Alright, hey guys, this is Cage and G-Rat here with Trash Talk Gamers. And today we're going to do something a little different. What we're going to do today, we're going to be talking a bit about our thoughts on Treyarch, on Activision, probably a little bit of the gaming industry in general, of just, look, we're kind of old guys. I'm older than Cage is, but I'm kind of the grumpy old man of video games at this point in my life. And I got to tell you, I'm kind of pissed off about a whole lot of things. But this is what we're going to be talking about. A lot of Treyarch, what they've been doing with their last game, what they've been doing with DLC, what
And it,
Activision has been doing with all that shit. So, Cage, what you got?
I mean, we're going to be talking about basically what the gaming community has become, and I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with. It used to be about the gamers, and now it's about taking money or separating the gamers into two factions of like who's PS4, who's Xbox, and then you got the people on the other land and Nintendo over there on the Wii and stuff like that, which is great. They have their own deal going on, which is good for them. A lot of people like it. I'm just not into those kinds of games, but it's really the way that the industry is becoming, and this is like the straw that broke the camel's back because this was the game that I loved was zombies, and
All right,
I
so
loved
let's
Call of Duty.
let's 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 figure out. Let's hammer it down. What are we talking about here? Cage and I right now are talking about DLC, okay? And we're talking about the way Treyarch and Activision are rolling out DLC and how they're basically stiffing, I don't know, maybe a third, because let's be honest, PS4 does have more players and more systems sold at this point than Xbox One, but how they've basically started dicking different groups. They used to do it to Sony and everybody who bought PS3s and such. They did it with them with DLCs, where they would have to be the ones to wait.
And
Now
I,
it's
and I
Xbox.
wasn't
Now the
and I wasn't
Xbox
okay
people
with
have to
it.
wait.
And I wasn't okay with it when they were doing it for PS4 or PS3. I still had the same
No,
thought. I was really okay
no,
with like this train of thought.
no, and it's the same thing even with PC players and stuff like that. But this is what we're kind of bent out of shape about. Today is February 2nd. Okay, today, Horizon of the Awakening DLC went out for PS4 players. So people have been online posting fucking endless videos about here's the radios, here's this upgrade, here's this room, here's that challenge, here's that. All within the first, what, 12 hours of the game even being out. The day's not even half over at this point.
They spent
And,
3 years making this game. Just so everybody's
yeah.
aware, like how much time they put in effort into making this all about the Easter eggs and making it challenging for gamers and yeah.
But now, the where it used to be the Sony community was kind of exiled out and would have to wait. Now it's the Microsoft community that has to wait. And we're within that community. We do not own PS4. I cannot afford to buy two systems, two copies of the game, two season passes for DLCs, as well as two anything else. I can't afford to duplicate this, let alone potentially triplicate it if I have to do it for a PC version. Who knows what the fuck these guys will do in this? Maybe Steam in the future will say, hey, no, we're going to throw a bunch of fucking money at you, and then you're going to give us the exclusive rights to all DLC, and only the people on PC will get to play it first. So this is kind of the idea, is that it's not the gamers, it's the companies, it's the publishers, it's the developers. These guys are fucking Wild West gangsters. Highest bidder gets the fucking contract. Get it. I get it. That's business. But it dicks the players. For a month. Everybody's gonna have to sit around and fucking wait. And not get to play it. Treyarch tweeted out today. Treyarch, Jesus Christ, Elmer Fudd. Treyarch tweeted out today, oh, we're so excited for everybody to be able to play it. We worked so hard and we're so happy that our players will get to play it. Except for the fucking millions that won't be able to play it because you guys are money whores.
And
Let me
even
dangle
if
some
you
fucking
buy
G's in front of you.
even if you buy the season pass, which you should be
It doesn't mean
I'm
shit.
basically saying I'm purchasing this game up front. I'm already going to buy your DLCs. Well, then why am I
Yep.
excluded?
Yeah. I paid the additional money for the extra edition to get the giant pap, kind of thing. I paid the extra money to get the DLCs, the same money that everybody else had to pay. And yet I don't get what they get. And it's, believe me, this is not a sour grapes thing, okay? This is not us as Trash Talk Gamers, the YouTube channel, sitting here saying, these other people are getting access and we don't, and that's not fair. It's not about that, all right? And it's not about us trashing anybody else's YouTube channels or their content or anything like that, although I do have a little bit of a ethical dilemma with people getting to play the game early, then immediately upon release having knowledge, working knowledge of the map, to where they're able to pump out content that would take everybody else longer, so they immediately get faster content out there. I do think there's something a little unethical about that, but regardless, I'm not going to get down on those YouTubers. That's what they got to do.
Good for
But
you guys. You guys
what
built
we're-
your channel high enough that you guys were the ones welcomed into the mat to try out the games first and release content first to make more money first.
Exactly.
Good for you. I'm not putting that down at all. It's shitty for all the other channels, but it's okay. Like, that's what you guys earned, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's your
But
that's
as
your
a
privilege
company-
as being established, members of the community or higher profiles members of the community. That's fine. That's your privilege. That's what you've earned. It's not even privilege. You earned that. You earned that through your content. So good for you. The problem is with, again, the developers and the publishers of the game. It's the people who are inserting butt-fucking microtransactions into Call of Duty to sit there and purchase fucking liquid Davidians. What the
Yeah.
fuck is that? That's just money
Okay.
whoring. That's
You don't
give
make
us
enough
fucking
money? You don't make enough money?
Yeah.
I mean, they do it in cell phone games because they're free games. You do it in
Yep.
free games because it's a way to make money off of that free game on top of advertisements and stuff. Next, I'm gonna start up my Call of Duty. I'm gonna see a bunch of ads start popping up, and I'm be like, oh, okay, yeah, we couldn't get enough. We wanted more money, so we're selling out. We're sellouts. Sorry.
Yeah, now your fucking MTAR is going to be sponsored by McDonald's. Now your new camo that you got is Ford camo, sponsored
Yeah.
by Ford Motor Company.
Yeah, thanks.
Apple
Built Ford tough.
Apple made your visor, so you're going to always see a commercial for an Apple symbol there. That's what they think of you when they do this. And the thing is that these guys know that you're children. I know. I am the old guy. I am. I'm almost 30 years old. My 30th birthday comes up this year. I shouldn't even really be doing this shit.
Congratulations, by the way.
But you know what? I know, right? I enjoyed. I made it 30 years in fucking life, and I hate what I'm seeing in what I used to love. I used to love video games. I had the conversation with a buddy today. I said, you know what? I'm kind of getting tired of fucking video games because I'm tired of the way that they treat people. I'm tired of it's exploitation. You're exploiting somebody's naivety, their youth, their inexperience in life to extract money out of them is what's going on here. They kind of did it back in the past with how they advertised games. But now it's not about how they advertise it. It's what they sell you. There was just a story in the fucking news where some kid from Toronto or something, it was a young kid, under 18 anyway, I don't know how young, maybe 14, 15, maybe even younger, but he racked up a $4,000 Microsoft bill from doing all these microtransactions and things that he didn't know he was really doing. He says he didn't know. I kind of doubt that. But they ended up winning the case. The father did, because it's the father's credit card. It's the father's bill. And he said, well, it's actually fraud because I didn't approve these charges. So they won that court case and they got refunded the money. Now, they may not have won the case, but at least they settled it, where Microsoft just says, fine, whatever. But that shit's happening, maybe not to that scale of $4,000 on this one bill, but it's happening where somebody's getting charged an extra $50, an extra maybe even $100. Kids might rack up 10, 20 extra dollars. This Gobble Gum shit. You buy this Gobble Gum. It's like, whatever, 70 cents per chance to get a good Gobble Gum. What is wrong with you?
G-Rat,
You might not have the value of money. Don't get me wrong. Kids might not have the value of money kind of in their head where, look, this stuff can afford you to purchase things necessary in life later, like food, like shelter, like gas for your car.
Like another game or a
things that you
DLC
need.
pack.
Yeah, even something you want now. Yeah. When I
G-Rat,
was
let me
younger,
ask you though. Let me
oh,
ask you though, G-Rat.
Jesus. Go ahead.
How do you
Go ahead.
how do you get the Gobble Gums? If people aren't unaware of this, how do you get the Gobble Gums?
To get the Gobble Gum, you play the fucking game.
You get what do
That's
you
how you
get? You
get
get their
Gobble Gums.
liquid Davidium, and then
Yep.
you and then what's the
You play
point
the
of getting
game.
Gobble Gums?
So here you go. You get Gobble Gums in game while playing zombies by simply purchasing things off the walls as you would normally do in the game. Opening doors, packing your gun, anything basically that you're spending money on, you have the chance to get a liquid divinium. Now, if you're doing any sort of spending, by the time you get to basically around round 20, you've probably gotten 2 liquid diviniums. They put a cap. It didn't used to be when the game first came out, but then they put a cap on it where you only get 2. And everybody kind of went, oh, well, this sucks. Now you got to really grind for these things. But if you're playing enough of the game, it's not a big deal. And to be honest, Gobble Gums are kind of not really a big, huge game-breaking addition. You know, you're not going to suddenly go like, wow, I was only getting to round 10, but now I'm getting to round 70 every time. You know, it's nothing like that. It's just little quirky things that might get you out of a sticky situation once in a while. Fine. So people are okay with the idea of grinding for it. Now they have it where you can simply purchase Call of Duty points, which can be then redeemed to purchase Gobble Gums. And you're not actually buying the Gobble Gums, I'm sorry, you're buying the liquid Diviniums. So the Divinium gives you the opportunity, the chance, to get a fucking Gobble Gum. Now, the Gobble Gums that you usually get still hold the same thing. I can't tell you how many fucking YouTube videos, and I'm not, again, bashing people in particular, but I'm bashing this type of thing, because I've seen it in Madden, I've seen it now in Zombies, I've seen it in other games where you do all these things. It's the opening videos, I bought $600 worth of liquid Diviniums, and you're going to watch me open all of them because I'm going to get something good. Of course you are! You have 999 fucking liquid Diviniums. You should get one of every single thing, but who the fuck cares? I've gotten 5 or 6 perkaholics by playing the fucking game and just doing it normally.
And
Who
what
the
do you do
fuck
when you
cares?
get them? What do you do once you get those perks? Those Gobble Gums?
Use
what do
them?
you do?
Most of
You
the time,
play
people
the
don't even
game.
use them.
You use them
Yeah, you
in
play
the game. So
anyway.
you're going to play the game to get them to play the game. Kids, don't
Yeah.
spend your money on this. It's stupid.
No.
They're trying
is
to
a
work
scam.
you over. I mean, exactly. They're scamming you. They're scamming everyone that purchases
They're
it.
giving you the idea that you're going to get it faster, but you're paying money to do it faster. And that's fucking stupid, because why are you even bothering to play the game if it's just to do it fast and get it over with? You're trying to play the game. When you play Fallout 4, you don't play Fallout 4 and say, I want to beat this as quick as possible with as little effort as possible and be done with it and over it because I hate video games and I don't even want to play it in the first place, but I for some reason have to. That's what they almost act like their own game is. Get through it, don't even pay attention, let's go, next one in line, come on, have your credit cards out. No, if you don't have a credit card, get your parents' credit card and get their approval. Come on, everybody, through the line. That's what their plan is. That's what they're doing to you. They're just, you're a cash cow, and they're sucking you and spending you along. That's it.
And that's the
So
way.
when you sit
And
there
that's the
and
way
you spend
this is
this money,
going.
and you see it on the YouTube videos. You see everybody's comments. Oh my God! You see he got a Mega Gumball at 2209. You spent, and I got it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it. I gotta bash that content in particular because it's fucking dumb. And it's not even the content, because the content is smart. That's the worst part, is that they're smart. They know people will watch this shit. But realize what you're watching. You're watching somebody, and when you watch them, you're giving them money. As small as it is, per view kind of thing, you're giving them some amount of money. So when somebody gets 500,000 or a million views of just sitting there for an hour and 45 or 2 hours opening up fucking gumballs, and they get 500, they already paid for it. It didn't cost them anything because your time gave them the money for it. Maybe that's okay for you. I don't care. You know, I mean, that's fine if that's what you want to watch.
It's free to
But
watch.
remember,
so that's fine.
It's
free
free
to watch.
to them. You're giving them
But-
even an advantage in the game to do it. And then people go, well, I want to try and do that. I want to do that. Well, you know what? When other people do it and they're not getting the money, or they're not getting this basically as a gift or as a work write-off. If you don't know what a work write-off is, then you're too young to even be playing this fucking game. But If you're getting a work write-off on this thing, if you're getting this stuff for free from your revenues, then you don't care. You'll put out anything, and it's understandable. But as a consumer, you have to understand that what you're watching is bullshit. You're watching somebody basically spend your money. Hey, I'm gonna give you $20 to go like lick some dog shit. Well, that actually is gonna give you some fucking enjoyment. You know, that's gonna give you something. It's gonna give you a memory. You're watching somebody spend your money. Here's $20. Go buy yourself something you like. Oh, you bought yourself a McDonald's, a burger or something. Wow, that's great. I'm so glad I did that. That was worth it. Okay. Anyway, on with my day.
It's one of those things that
You know.
this is the way it's going. It's gonna start with this, these little things like, oh, it doesn't really help you, but it kind of just speeds it along. I mean, you can get it anyway. But then it's gonna turn into things that you do care about, where some games already did it, but it kind of failed. They'll come back out with it, where you have to spend money to get an advantage online or
it's gonna
anywhere.
Be pay to win. It's gonna be pay to play.
Pay to win, and you're gonna see a bunch of people spending hundreds of dollars to make sure that they're
Your
ranked
dollars.
in the top 100. And you're gonna be like, wow, how are they that good? Like, wow, they must spend like a lot of money just to afford this thing. You need to be playing 7 months to have it, and you have it in the first 30 days. So you spent hundreds of dollars to get this item. That's what that means. And now they're always going to beat you.
To keep that advantage, now you, as the player who's lower than them, you did not purchase this stuff. You have two options. You can struggle through the game, not enjoy what you spent exactly the same amount of money on for the base game. You might even be better skilled, but they just have the better technology. They have the better weapon. They have the better this, the stuff that they purchased. Okay? So you get this stuff,
happen.
And you're below them. So what's your two options? Suffer or buy in? Well, if you want to play the game, if you don't want to feel like, well, I spent $70 on a fucking video game, and I'm not going to just get rid of it because a couple assholes, I'll spend the extra $10 and get this. I'll spend the extra $20 and get this. I'm going to they have this shit totally off topic in the sense of Madden, but they do the same shit with Madden. You buy packs in this game mode, and packs open up players, and you get better players, and so your team gets better. And the more money you spend, which saves time, because to get these packs otherwise you have to grind through fucking endless shit. But you sit there and you go through it, and guess what? You pay money. You find yourself spending $3 here, $10 there, $20 there. All of a sudden, you realize, I got this game for $65.99 or whatever. Now, what the actual retail price of the game is, because you actually spent an extra $45 on it, is over $100 for the shit that should already be in the game. You're just trying to keep up, and you have to spend more money to keep up with that shit.
They already made the game. You already paid for the game. Stop taking what they're throwing at you like, oh, you want more? Then you have to pay for more. You already bought the game.
If you stop paying for it, they'll put it back in the fucking game. They will.
Because they don't want to make a shitty game.
Here. There's a mentality here of franchising, okay? There's a reason why franchise restaurants, like the McDonald's, the Burger King, the Taco Bells, the big franchises, there's a reason why their food sucks dick. All of them. I don't give a fuck who you are. You might sit there as a young stomach, be able to handle it, and just be saying like, it's fine, I get, whatever, I eat Taco Bell late at night, it's fine, I can eat it, whatever. Believe me, there's only going to be so much Taco Bell you eat before you sit there and say that shit sucks, okay? Now, anyway, you have these big franchises. There's a reason why their food sucks. It's because they cater to the lowest common denominator, okay? They whittle down everything that was good about their thing into the 5 things that people love the most. For burgers, here's the burger, here's the fries, here's the drink. We're going to give you a million variations of that same fucking thing, and it all tastes the same, it all costs the same, but we're going to act like it's value, and we're just going to sell it to you and repackage it and do it all that way. Okay? That's what video games are doing now. They've whittled these big franchises, the Call of Duties, the Halos, the
World of Warcraft.
Anything.
There's so many games that are just
all these things.
Taking old content. They already did it.
They've whittled down their great idea, their great games, their original first 2, maybe even 3 games of their series. They've whittled that down and down and down, and now this is what you get. You got this because you fucking paid for it. And you keep paying for it. There's no one to blame. You can't blame the person who's trying to make the money off of it. You gotta blame yourself, because you're the one paying for it. And you know better. You should know better. I tell you what, Call of Duty has not put out a fucking good game since Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
Maybe Black Ops 1.
Black Ops
Maybe
1's good.
Black Ops
the zombies alone on
but
Black
that's
Ops
the thing,
1
that
was
was
good.
a side thing.
It was a side thing.
That was something that would, honestly, I mean, World at War, that was just a peripheral thing. They were just going to tack onto it. It's kind of a fun game mode. And people really took to it. So now what have they started to do with zombies? Now they've started to bastardize it. Now they've made it more accessible for more people, you know. Now it's pay for liquid Davidians. Now it's
pay for liquid
Davidians.
Davidians.
Not giving these guys a little extra thing here. We're giving you this a little extra. We're giving you this early. Pay us a little more and you get this other DLC bonus map that you should really get anyway, because that's how the fucking game should work, is that I pay for a season pass. I don't have to buy now an additional $20 worth of stuff to get one map with no fucking Easter egg on it. That is horseshit. That is the problem. I bought into it. I made the mistake. That's my fault as a consumer. I should have known better. As a mature fucking consumer, I should have known better. But I did what most people do. They trust these people who have given them some joy in the past. Certainly they have the gamer's best interest in mind, right? No, fuckwit. They have their own personal financial interests. That's the interests that matter to them. They don't give a fuck. If they really cared about you, they made so much butt fucking money off this, they would have returned everybody's money and given all the DLCs out for free. They made so much money on this game.
Or why charge for the gumballs or the liquid Davidians? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why charge
Give
for
it
that?
For free. Let me farm it. Do whatever.
You should be able to farm it unstopped. Like, there's no limit. Play as long as you want. You farm up as much as you want. You get it. No, they put a limitation on how much you can make.
Yep.
You can only make 2 per round or whatever, even if you get to the round you need to be. And then that's it. They cut you off. So then you're forced to spend money. They're setting you up for a trap. I mean, that's what it's turned into. They're setting you up for you to spend money. And that's the way it's going. They're revamping the old maps. They had old maps, and then they'd be like, oh, well, it's not on next gen. Next gen is like a piece of crap system that always crashes, and 360 was way better that we all bought into again. But the old game, they'll be like, oh, we're bringing back a zombies map. Oh, we're going to bring it back, you know. The giant, let's bring it back. It's completely different. It's all redone. No, it's not. You added like 2 things. You added 2 things, and then you changed all the good guns around that everybody loved from World War II. Like, you got rid of, like, they're just retaking old stuff and serving it up to you again. Halo 5 did it. Oh, we're bringing you the Halo Anniversary Pack where they redo Halo 2
the
and
Master
this and
Chief.
that. Like, Master Chief. The Xbox Live for that was down for months. You bought an unworking game. I bought it. I didn't connect to Live because the servers were down. Well, you know what? You sold me a game that didn't work.
And what
I want my
happened
money
when you
back.
tried to return it?
They don't give you your money back. I mean, granted, I bought the game, but I bought it for what it said it could do, which was Xbox Live. It wasn't available
if I buy
day
a car,
one.
When I buy a car at a dealership, and as soon as I get in it, the thing doesn't fucking start, no sale. Well, sir, sorry, it depreciates. No. You illegally sold me something. You lied to me. And I will take you to court for it. You know, I mean, it's that kind of shit. But it's a video game. So who's going to take somebody to court? Who's going to fight this shit? Who's going to do anything about it? You're dealing with a bunch of people who either are too young to know any better, or you're dealing with people who generally don't have enough money to really sit there and do much. Maybe you could get, like half the fucking community together for a fucking class action suit, but that you're still fighting. Basically, it's like you're fighting the federal government. You're never going to win in a lawsuit against the federal government, almost ever.
No, and the sad part is, it's like,
against you.
Well, I liked the game. I just
you
wanted,
don't want
I
to
just
have to do this.
I don't want it to not be. I want it to advance and actually become a great game or a great franchise again. And I'd rather have the community come together and say, this is what we don't want. If this is in the game, we're not buying it. Plain and simple. What do you think everybody did with Xbox One and stuff like that? When the Xbox One was coming out, everything wasn't going to be CD drive, remember? No hard copies, no hard copies. oh no 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 no, we're making it a hard copy now. We're making it a hard copy. So everybody's like, okay, let's do that. It's all
Yeah,
digital still. Your game
or you have
downloads
to
onto
buy
the
it.
system. There's no hard copy still.
Yep.
They just fooled us into thinking that they added that. Yeah, you can actually play
Yep.
DVDs and stuff. Thank you for that, at least adding that, you know. But
Something that was in last gen's shit
yeah,
anyway.
they just they're not looking at you as a customer. Why do you think they came out with new systems? Is because the old systems were so good, no one was buying anything new. It was like, no, we're
Yeah.
happy. It does everything I need it to do. This is basically
No, but this
a
one was
giant
going to use
version
more
of
server,
360.
cloud-based server, so that there's less connectivity issues. And I have had more issues on Xbox One than I ever did on 360. Period.
Yeah. And my
Period.
games still load the same. All of them take
And I
forever to
could have
load.
dealt with. I'm going to tell you right now. I could have dealt with playing each and every one of these maps on a fucking scaled down, grainier, less high res kind of fucking thing, and not felt any differently about it. All it would have
Oh,
done
no.
meant is that I don't have to pay for the new shit. You know, I don't need the slickest graphics in the world.
Your eyes
to
don't
enjoy
go
a
that
game.
far though. You start getting to 4K,
No.
8K, like your eyes don't see every little detail anymore. And you're running around in a game. You're going to be looking at so much
Yeah.
things anyway. You're getting like that little blur vision anyway. You're not seeing it.
Mhm.
And I love how they're like, oh, it's these open world maps are huge or this and that. They're blocked off, and yeah, they have some really pretty scenery and all this stuff out in the distance that you can never get to, and there's nothing cool at all in the game. Like, guys,
Yeah,
we're
you know
getting
what else
sold on the
does that
wrong
really
things
well?
here. A painting.
You know, yeah. Go look at a fucking painting. Go look at a fucking painting. That's what it is. It's a painting. It's not. Whoa, this expansive, massive world. Look at how big these maps are. You could look at those mountains in the background forever. Look, I have Google. Look, I can look at a million fucking things in real life, in real time, and I paid nothing for it. I could take a fucking walk to a fucking hill and look at a hill and be like, wow, it's expansive. It's everything that a hill is. It's just like real life. And guess what? I didn't have to spend an assload of fucking money to see it. You know?
Yep. Yep. But
People are buying the wrong
G-Rat,
things.
we're gonna have to
Ugh.
let's wrap this up a little bit. I know we can talk forever on it because it's just a bunch of bullshit, and that's what it's turned into.
All right.
And we
All right. All right, my whole thing, I'm just going to say, guys, we got to be fucking careful about what we buy. Pay attention to what they're doing to you. All right? Pay attention to the fact that your DLC is coming out early for a very specific part of the community. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? It's because Sony paid more money for it. They line their pockets at the player's expense. That's the way it works. It's not community driven. They line their pockets. They charge you for liquid diviniums because they think you're naive and stupid, that you're going to pay money for something you get anyway in the game. They think you're stupid and they want your money. That's a scam. Okay? And this is industry-wide. It's just now hitting Call of Duty in this specific way, in zombies. But this shit happens all the time across almost every other game, in one way or another. This is because of the mobile gaming, but this is the way business is done now. The smallest, the independents, the people with the smartest ideas, they don't need this shit because they have a good idea. The people who do this kind of stuff don't have good ideas. They try and trick you and coax you and coerce you into giving you their money because they think you're stupid. The people who know that they have a good game, that know that they have something, you know, of value, they want to sell you that because they want you to come back as a return customer. Okay? These guys don't give a fuck if you come back because they make so much money off of you. They don't care about you, and that's all I'm going to say about it, okay?
Yep. I mean, I gotta agree with G-Rat on this. I mean, my thought on it, G-Rat mentioned it a little earlier too, though. This is probably going to be last Call of Duty game I buy, as far as unless they come out with some actual new content, not reused content that is actually really bad. Like, I have to wait a bunch of months after the game comes out to see if it's even worth it because they nothing original.
Yeah, I agree.
They're trying to coax you over on stuff. They're trying to pull fast ones on you. I'm sorry guys, you're creating like a flop. They haven't had any good games.
I totally agree.
And
that's my exact same thing. The last Call of Duty Last game from Activision, last game from Treyarch, last game from any other butt fucking company that they want, Sledgehammer, whoever. Last one
Yep.
from these guys.
Unless you
Because you know
have
what?
to show
You
me
guys
something.
lost me.
You know,
Yeah.
you,
You guys really
you lost
lost
the
me,
value
and now you guys are
customer.
proving to me. You guys are proving to me that you're selfish, you're careless, and you're kind of hacks. Because this stuff that you're putting out right now is cheap. It's IKEA crap furniture. It's
I like
nothing.
IKEA though.
It's
I do like IKEA.
yeah. Let's not get down on IKEA. You're right. I shouldn't get down on those
Yeah,
sweets.
don't get down on it.
But you know
IKEA's
what?
good.
These games are breakable. These games are cheap. They're nothing.
There's
There's
nothing
no
new.
substance.
There's nothing new. It's not
Nothing
next
new.
gen.
There's
You
no
guys
ideas
didn't-
in this.
Nope.
What
The
we
talent
what we
is
just
not there.
digested with this stuff, what we just digested with this stuff, is a fucking Big Mac. A boring, run-of-the-mill, sloppy, pink meaty Big Mac with no taste. Yeah, we're eating a burger. They call it a burger, so it is a burger. But it's not a burger. It's just empty. There's nothing of substance. So, that's
Yep.
it from me, guys.
So on that note, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this rant from G-Rat and Cage. So please leave a like, comment if you think we're wrong and we don't know what we're talking about. Dude, leave it in the comments. Let's get some talk on this.
I will physically
let's-
fight you.
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
come to your house and I will fight you. We'll put that on YouTube, okay?
yeah. Well, yeah,
I'm
we'll
kidding.
put
I'm
that-
not
we'll
going to
put that
physically fight you, but please let us know what you think. Do you feel like you've been hoodwinked by this whole thing? Do you feel that we're totally in the wrong, that they're totally in the right? Let us know.